Hi everyone, and welcome to today's art session. I was thinking that I would try and show you kind of how my digital painting process kind of goes with the use of my iPad that I use. And so I'll kind of show you how I set up and some of the images I have on my actual iPad right now as well. So I could probably show you some of my images that I've created on this iPad. So here I have some recent work I've done for Digivember. So this is one, actually I haven't done this for Digivember, this is just in the same folder, but this is one of my cute girls with their large eyes and a deer there. So I'll go back out and just show you, let's see, where did I start doing, creating some work, but I'll just show you some of these first, but I am doing some work. Some of these are for my Digivember kind of creative digital work, which is Digivember I kind of set up to showcase digital artists' work through the month of November. I know you get Inktober just before, and probably people will be all drawn out, but it's just kind of to show just digital work in any software usage on this, and also just to show your work, you know, daily, or you can miss out the weekends if you want at the moment. I'm saying that for myself because I have kids, and when they're at school it's easier to kind of get stuff done, but during the weekend it's a lot harder. So yeah, so that is what I set that up for. So I kind of create work through the month of November, showcasing digital pieces that have been created. So these are really cute different characters that I've done already in the past, and you can I think I can show their video process. I'll just check in the setting here and go into this and see if I can show time lapse. Oh no, that's me exporting, which is not what I wanted to do. Go back out. So let's see, time lapse up here. So this kind of shows you the process I went through from a blank screen to this current situation here. So what it is that I recently got a new phone, and I usually film with my iPad, so I usually can't show you this digital process of how I actually create artwork. But because I got a new phone and it can take a lot of space, I'm able to now show you what I do digitally and how I do the whole process on my iPad. So that is awesome. I'm very, very happy about that. So this, at this moment, you can see the girl developing, but I've not put in the birds or the other kind of character yet. So yeah, so that all gets built slowly. So this is kind of the process I'm going to be showing you of me painting and getting slowly to this point. It does take a while, so I wouldn't probably necessarily show you everything, but I could probably end up showing you the result later in the video or something like that, once I've done this kind of recording from beginning and just showing some of the process. Because there are other software installed in my iPad where I can actually record the process of me painting. So there's different ways to present this, really. So that's still going along, and usually these images can take anything from an hour to 2 hours. It's really good on this iPad because it actually records how long you actually took to create each image and how many strokes, as in how many times you touched the screen while creating, you know, for like mark making. It actually counts. Sometimes it'll be 2,000 something, you know, strokes, or 3,000, and it's really good to kind of measure how much work has actually gone into the image. So this is just, yeah, I'll come back up. So this is kind of a list of different images that I've done recently, and this was one of the Digivember ones. So this little clown, it's really cute. So I can zoom in and out with this, and that's how I can actually create some detail in the images. So if I go out of this stack, which is like this grouping here, there are other groupings like this grouping, so it's kind of more of my Digivember artwork. So I created this girl as well. So you can kind of zoom in with the iPad. It's really awesome, and I can do detailed work on their nose and everything. So I thought today I will try and start doing an image and see how that goes. And just to show you kind of a taster of what it is I'm doing. Oh wait, here's another stack of some more images as well. So I have to be careful because I can end up drawing on these. So when I'm zooming in and out, I need to be careful that I'm not. So I'm not sure if you can actually see the image properly from this angle. Just checking that it's not done anything there. So I'm gonna go back out of this one, because if you play with them you can end up kind of drawing on them again. So yeah, this is my main, you know, template you come to when you first come into Procreate, because that's what I'm using, the app. And I'm hoping this reflection is okay because it's quite sunny on that side there. But I recently got 2 house bunnies, and this is my attempt, my first attempt of kind of getting an impression of one of the characters called Victoria, but I've kind of called her Queen Victoria. So that was, so I posted that on my Instagram, which is art. That's the name I'm under on Instagram. So if you want to have a look at that, you can see a lot of the stuff I've done for Digivember and other artwork before that as well. So, or my Facebook is Beatrice Ajayi Artist, but it doesn't have my current Digivember stuff because I've kind of focused on the Instagram site for that. So this is what I did just yesterday for that. So I have, I think I've, right, I'm gonna basically now select a new page to put a new image. So this is what I would kind of draw on, and I'm not sure about the reflection and things, so I want to really check this, but I would start using my tools here, go into my brushes, and so this is on stars, so I can show you. I would just kind of start, let's see what color, to make it more visible, I'm going to put that in black. And you can use your different brushes and just make different designs on it. So you can kind of do whatever you want, which is pretty awesome. Other brushes I use, the main brushes I use currently are these painting brushes. And I usually use this one, which is, that's a small, I can increase that there. And you can see how it just covers, and you can make the opacity kind of a lot darker, so it kind of blends in with the background. If I use it as a red or something, let's see, using the color picker area there, so now you can see the red. This actually, you can change the background so that it's a lighter color, so I'm just going to see if I can remember what to do with it. That was it, just doing something else. Let me see, preference, light interface. So I've changed the background so you can kind of see that a bit more. And if I change the size of my brush, and I can kind of do other stuff and use other colors. So if I want to use a blue, the corner there, and I can make it less concentrated, so I can make it lighter, so it's a lot faded. Yeah, so just to keep going with it. And you can pick, once you've put colors on, you can also actually pick the color from the actual image again to keep it consistent. So this is how you can make it lighter. I can make it a bit bigger. So you can make it lighter, and yeah, the reflection might be causing a problem on this for you from seeing it. But I'll just close the windows. Oh, the curtains, I should say. Yeah, that's much better. Wow. Okay, so you can see what I've done just in this first few seconds with my iPad. So this is what I can do with my images, is just do a lot of stuff. And then what I would do is just start kind of drawing a character with that. So I've got black on there, but I want to use maybe like a brown. So I would decrease the size of my brush. Let's make this a bit bigger. See if I can zoom in a little bit more again. I don't know if that helps. Right, okay, so, and then I would now start kind of drawing my character, but usually it's about this size so that I can see what I'm doing in the kind of, what do you call it, perspective, and how I'm putting the image onto the canvas. So if I start, it's not very dark. I start like just drawing a character, it's quite dark in here, and I can just, I mean, you can't see the brush very well yet because this is just very, just check. I'm gonna add another layer and start again because I want to be able to control that, and just start coloring in and seeing where I want to put the character. So I can make things lighter. I mean, you can do so much on this, it's ridiculous. It's so awesome. But yeah, the digital stuff, I can do tutorials for it. If people want to find out how to use Procreate or other software, I will try and read up for them, and I can have sessions. It can be either on Facebook, I think through Messenger we can film each other, or and have a conversation, or I mean Skype was the thing before, so there's different ways to do it so that you can have that opportunity to actually learn and to be able to create. So I'm just doing a very quick character here for you, and what I can do with this is once I do some more here, just to show you what I'm trying to do. You might be able to hear the little rabbits in the background because we just got some new house rabbits and they're not far away from me. So this is me starting to build my character up. Her mouth's gonna go around here somewhere, and I can make her smaller, but I'm gonna leave her kind of offset slightly because her hair would usually be kind of up here somewhere, but I'm still thinking about what her hair is going to look like. So if I want to go back to that brown, I can click it and select the color that, but I think sometimes it's gone through because the brown is overlaid over that pink color, so it gives you something slightly different. But I just work with all of it and try and blend everything together. So I've kind of got a purpley color instead of the brown I was thinking, but I'm very flexible. And you just start to build the tone of your character. So if I wanted to go back to a brown, I can either just use this middle part of this orange, or I can specifically go and pick another brown. But I can also make it darker, lighter. You just mess about with it. If I want to make it darker. So this is the color. This brings out the color options. And you can set your own color palettes as well. You can kind of figure out how to have a color palette for different projects and things like that. So if I'm thinking of the shadow areas here, I'm just doing a quick one for you here. And if I want to make her stand out a little bit more, I can always use either pink, or you can use a different color as well. It doesn't have to be white to get her to kind of shine out a little bit. So I'm just making the area around her a little bit lighter so that we can kind of see her shape. And then you can kind of see her there. So you just keep on building, and I'm really trying to think which way I'm going to do her hair, if at all. And I'm going to use some more browns. So I want to use some more kind of a yellowy brown. So here's my color palettes, and you can kind of just pick from all the selection of colors that I've collected for a long time. So it's trying to see which one has some browns that I might want to use. So if I set this as my default one, when I come back out, that's the selection that I've got here. And basically I am going to, right, I'm going to select a really light brown. Just like that. And you can build over the layers. So This is still quite light, so it's not very dark. I just want to see how it goes. Coming a little bit in her face. So you can see what I put before. So this is what I do. I kind of make it like a mixed media approach of using different textures and textile, yeah, kind of impressions of textiles and things and papers, and then just build a character over that. And so you get these overlaying colors of like the star coming into her face there, which is very interesting, and I just like all that variety really. So trying to think under her nose here. So I can increase the color if I want it to be darker, the opacity I mean. And if I wanted to change something, if I want to use this pink and kind of make her mouth a little bit, her lips have a little bit of a thing going on, her nose a little bit of an extra pink. And also I start to put the colors in their eyes as well. So I'll take the picker here, you can see that when I do that it's no longer pink. So, and then I'll put some blue in her eyes. So it's just building it. And sometimes I'll be a bit wacky and I'll put blue on her nose as well. So it's just to kind of build with what you've got. So, and then the details, you just start working on the eyes. If I merge these layers down and create a new layer, what I can do is change my brush, and so I'm in a different layer up here. The rabbits are getting really noisy. And so what I'll do is so I'm on black, yeah. So this color here is black. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw her eyelash. Don't like that, that's too, right, maybe a bit more that way. Still don't like that one. This is how many times you can end up drawing on a character. And what I do is I select that color. Oh, it's changed. Let me just check that that's black. Right, okay, the color. So I pick that, if it works. I don't know why it's not working. And I start again. I have a feeling this is actually frozen as well. Yeah, that's happening. And then I'm supposed to fill it. So I think I'm not collecting. Don't know why that's not working. Let's change this a bit. Yeah, I think it's frozen a little bit. So just wait for this to just relax. And yeah, there you go. So that's what's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to have this black circle that follows me around, and I'm going to fill that little eyelash there. And do the same on this side. So it had frozen over. And there, so I kind of have now, and you can fill this in different ways. You can kind of come over and make it a bit more of a sure thing, because right now it's a bit vague. So I can kind of make it more permanent a shape. The different apps are confusing themselves. Right, so, and I can do it over the map. Because I'm on another layer, it will just overlay over the color behind. And just create that. So I'm going to do, I'll change my brush back, and I want to my painting. So there's all these brushes I have, which are a lot of options, a lot. And so you just keep working on it. So I'm back on the brown. I'm going to make it a bit darker. And I want to kind of fix this nose a bit. No, that's too big. So every touch is highlighting what you're doing and trying to get your piece to be more of what you're looking for. And so here, if I put it back a bit, so you're forever kind of zooming in, zooming out, checking what you're looking at. And trying to get it to be what you need it to be. In the corner here of her. It's too big, slow it, lower, make that a bit smaller. And just building and building. And trying to get the actual temperature of color right with the overall picture. So here, if I'm thinking of shadow and things, I'll start to put it in where I think the shadowy bits will be. And if I want this to be a bit darker, I'll go in and I'll start putting darker purples. So it's just interesting. So I'm hoping it's getting the colors right because it looks really awesome on my actual iPad. So I'm not sure if the pink is coming up the way it's supposed to be on this image, but you can see how you start building and building, and then with the cheeks, if I wanted to put some other colors, sometimes I do orange cheeks, but I'm thinking that is, I could try what that is with the orange. Let's try that, see what it looks like. So I'm gonna merge the layer and try it on a brand new layer, and then yeah, so just add that orange a little bit there and a little bit there, so it kind of comes into the eyes a bit there. And as I'm saying, you kind of add colors to the eye, add a little bit to the nose, so you kind of carry the whole thing over, and it's that mixed media, like I'm saying, kind of look that I'm trying to get. If I merge this down, but I am speeding this up, but it takes a lot longer than this, so I'm gonna do the eyes, and then I think I'll call it a day, just to show you what you can do with the eyes, or what I do with the eyes. Right, I'm not on another layer, so if you're not on another layer and you do the, I've got my notes keep turning up, and you're not on another layer, it doesn't really work as well as it could do. So here I'm just trying to get to fill in some areas. I haven't always done it like this, I've done it in different ways than filling in all these spaces and building the eyes. So you have to kind of feel what you feel is comfortable for what you're doing. So after doing that, what I usually do is, let's see, do I have a white, and I'll put white over the nose here. Try that again. So I would do more to the nose, I would do more shadow here and everything, but I will be doing some more of these just to show what it is that I do. And I have to make sure I seal all the edges on this, or it doesn't work. It will just kind of color the whole page, so you will probably see that a lot in the future when I'm creating some more work. And also, what happens now, just check what layers, right, I'll just merge that. So there is an element of being able to rub things away and create something new, but then it's also being comfortable to accept what you have and work with it, because I've not done very much to other things and I'm focusing on this area here, but it's just to show you what I do for my eyes. And obviously at the end of the day, you need to know the tools that at your disposal to be able to create what it is you want to create. So I've been using these brushes for some time, and so I know kind of how I do my eyes and how I do everything. Somebody else coming along would have to find out how they see. Look, so you see what I've done there is because I didn't seal it completely, it's done that. So I can do the rewind button, but I mean, who would technically, you know, so there's added issues we have using the digital stuff, because who would end up painting their whole canvas like that just simultaneously? You wouldn't do that. Because you'd have to take your time painting across the page with actual physical paint. But because it's digital, it's like you can make a really horrendous mistake, but you need to know how to handle your tools in order to reverse the process and keep on working. But that's all time consuming. Doing all those things, it's time consuming, and yeah, so it's the same as everything else. It's a tool, and it can be used to create, and that's the way I kind of see digital work. So if we wanted to add hair to this little character, It could be anything from me using this and creating white hair just like that and just doing a whole load of it and stuff, which is very interesting, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Or I can use this, my brush that I use. So this, if I go back into the brushes, you can see the variety of brushes it gives me options for. Round brush, flat brush, yeah, damp brush, oriental brush, dry brush, water brush, wet brush, so so many options. So if I did want to use and give her some hair of some sort, I could always go and then start off lightly and just put something here. Let's see, I wanted to give her sort of some hair. So I'm kind of controlling it. Let's see, am I even in the picture? So I could do some stuff where I'm bringing some hair out here. Just to kind of show that I've got some stuff going on. So I've kind of put some hair there. So she's got the orange. I can kind of color pick the orange. You can see that round circle there. And I can go lighter slightly. Go big a bit and down, maybe not too big. And I can maybe a bit more, but it's a bit lighter. So there's so many ways, and I could put pink over that again to tie in with some stuff, like even over this area here. So it's just always just playing back and forth, and you can see what I've created there. And then you'd work on these, like her collar. You can do different stuff with that. And that was a very simple kind of example to show you there of that. And then you can replay the whole process of what we've just watched me creating. So right, I'm just gonna go into this. Is it this one? No, it's this time lapse here. And I'll just press the time lapse one. Oh, no, no, no. Don't purge, don't purge. Right. And that just shows you everything we've just done in the last half hour of creating an image. But I would take more time to do, you know, add different elements. If I'm adding my birds, or if I'm adding a little character for her or something, that would be kind of what I would do. But this is me using my iPad, and I want to be able to show you more of this, to show how I do my digital paintings, which I then put into prints and different stuff like that. So thank you for watching for this time, and have the best day, and I will be back with some more art again soon. So I'll speak to you soon. Bye. I also forgot to say that if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. And yep, and also it helps with getting notifications of new videos. And thank you for watching. And if you want to know more about my work or anything else, like my shop as well, of the different prints that I have in store, you can look me up at www.beatriceajayi.com. So I'll probably put this little cutie in there as well in my shop, so that prints are available. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.